Hi friends, hi book lovers, hi library fans, and welcome back. It's time! It's time for Amanda to get excited about books. Hooray! I'm so happy that you've been joining me for this video series. I'm so excited that I get to share my love and excitement of new books with all of you every time we get these new boxes of books in and every time I film one of these videos. Welcome if you're brand new, welcome back if you've been watching these videos. As always, I have here a box of brand new books that just came into the Nevada Public Library. I'm going to open the box, I'm going to get so excited, and I'm going to show these titles to you, maybe tell you a little bit about each one. You can place a hold on any of these titles right now as you're watching the video. Once you're done, whatever works for you. These titles are all in our catalog right now, so you can place a hold on them, or you can use the handy book lists option that's on the right-hand side from the main page of the catalog. You can pull up a list of exactly what's in this box. This is video number 14. So pull up unboxing video 14. You'll see a list of everything I'm about to show you, and you can place holds right from that list. It's really handy. It's super great. So please do place a hold on anything that you want so we can get it ready for you as soon as possible. So there's our usual spiel, and let's get started. Let's see what's in this box that you want to read, that I want to read, that we're all going to be so excited about. Let's get started. Oh boy, we've got a big one right off the bat. This is the new David Baldacci. This is Daylight, and this is the Atlee Pine series. FBI agent Atlee Pine's search for her sister Mercy clashes with military investigator John Puller's high-stakes case, leading them both deep into a worldwide conspiracy from which neither will escape unscathed. So if you've been following this series, if you are a fan of David Baldacci, I know we got a lot of fans of his out there, you will want to make sure you get your name on hold for this one. This is sure to be a gripping read that you will be very excited for, you won't put down, and you'll be eagerly awaiting the next installment in this series. Our next title in this box is a nonfiction title. This is The Greatest Beer Run Ever by John Chick Donahue and J.T. Molly. And this is a nonfiction story of a very interesting set of circumstances that I'm a little bit intrigued by. In 1967, at a bar in New York City, some men were gathering to reflect on everyone who was out in the Vietnam War. And they're like, man, we really wish we could do something for our buddies in combat. If we could give them a message of support, share some laughs, maybe even share some beer. And John Chick Donahue, who was a U.S. Marine Corps veteran working as a merchant seaman, decided he would volunteer for this mission. He collected names, packed his bag full of American beer, and within days sailed to Vietnam on a cargo ship, and he arrived and embarked on a quest that would change his life forever. And so he wanders his way through Vietnam in the middle of the war to make sure that he could bring some cheer to his pals on the front lines and to tell them how much that folks back home appreciated them. An epic adventure, The Greatest Beer Run Ever, is proof that friendship knows no boundaries and that the ties that bind us are only strengthened in the crucible of war. This sounds like quite a read, quite a story. I'm intrigued by this. If you enjoy nonfiction, if this has tickled your fancy at all, if this sounds like something you would enjoy, make sure to pick up The Greatest Beer Run Ever. Another author I know we have quite a few fans of, Joe Nesbo's The Kingdom is our next title in this box. Roy and Carl have spent their whole lives running from the darkness in their past, but when Carl finally returns to make peace with it, the two brothers are inexorably drawn into a reckoning with their own demons. So if you enjoy the type of writing you will get from a Joe Nesbo book, you will definitely want to read The Kingdom. There's already a bunch of advanced praise, several starred reviews. Everybody's raving about this one, so do not miss The Kingdom. Ooh, this is one I think I'm going to have to put my name on hold for if I haven't already. This is Margaret Atwood's newest collection of poetry entitled Dearly. Margaret Atwood is a writer who I adore. This woman honestly can write anything. I don't even know how she manages it. Fiction, nonfiction, poetry, comics, she's done it all, and she's done it all brilliantly. And I am definitely excited to take a look at her first jump back into poetry for a while. It's been over a decade since her last poetry collection, and she addresses themes such as love, loss, and the passage of time, the nature of nature, and zombies. because Margaret Atwood's always going to throw a curveball at you that you're not expecting. So if you enjoy her writing, if you enjoy poetry, do not miss dearly. And on the topic of big name authors, we gotta have a James Patterson in this box, and this is a bit of true crime. This is Murder of Innocence, and this has a couple of true crime tales included in this. There's also a quote from James Patterson starting off the inside flap. He says, "Above all else, I'm a storyteller, and I am most often inspired by real life. The crimes in this book are 100% real. As terrifying as they are on the page, as shocking as it is to watch them come to life, here's something to remember. The bad guy always gets caught." So if you're a true crime fan, if you're a James Patterson fan, and you want to see how he tackles telling these true crime tales, make sure you put your name on hold for Murder of Innocence. Ooh, this is another title I have been hearing incredible things about. If you're not on hold for this, you absolutely should be. This is a book to watch this year. This is Hamnet by Maggie OHara, and this takes a look at Shakespeare's son. This takes a look at the Black Death creeping its way across England in 1580, and it's this incredible historical portrait of marriage, of a family ravaged by grief and loss, and a tender and unforgettable reimagining of a boy whose life has been all but forgotten and whose name was given to one of the most celebrated plays of all time, with a slight letter change. Hamnet is mesmerizing, seductive, impossible to put down, a magnificent leap forward from one of our most gifted novelists. You do not want to miss this one. It's been getting so much amazing, amazing praise. Please do put your name on hold for Hamnet if you are not on hold for it already. Up next, I'm sure we've got some people excited about this one as well. This is Shadow of the Dragon, Tom Clancy, Jack Ryan series, and in this title we've got a missing Chinese scientist, unexplained noises emanating from under the Arctic ice, and a possible mole in American intelligence. These are just some of the problems that plague President Jack Ryan in the latest entry in this best-selling series. If you are a Jack Ryan fan, if you've been following him all this time, you don't want to miss this latest installment. Make sure to put your name on hold for Shadow of the Dragon. Change tactics just a little bit here. Different type of book with Wyoming True by Diana Palmer. An opposites attract love may be in store for a gruff rancher and a small town beauty in this brand new Wyoming men romance. So if you enjoy romance, if you enjoy Western settings, if you've been reading Diana Palmer and you enjoy her books, you don't want to miss this latest one with Wyoming True. We've got a new Jonathan Lethem book coming out as well. That's in this box. That's super exciting. This is The Arrest, and he is an author to watch, the award-winning author of The Feral Detective and Motherless Brooklyn. This is an original post-collapse yarn about two siblings, the man who came between them, and a nuclear-powered supercar. This isn't post-apocalyptic, it isn't dystopia, it isn't utopia, it's just what happens when much of what we take for granted, cars, guns, computers, and airplanes, for starters, quit working. So what's going on here? What is this incredible writer's take on this situation? Don't miss The Arrest, and you will be able to find out. This is sure to be quite a read. This is sure to be remarkably well written and one that you don't want to miss. And speaking of authors who do things that are remarkably well written, this is Paulo Coelho's The Archer. He is an author that I adore. The Alchemist is one of my favorite books of all time. And The Archer is an inspiring story about a young man seeking wisdom from an elder and the teachings imparted along the way. And if you've read any of Coelho's books in the past, you know that there's always kind of this inspirational journey, and there's just this wisdom and this, you know, just exploration and all of these things that his characters are going to encounter and go through and come out the other side in a better place and with a better understanding of life and the world and all of that. This is a somewhat slim volume, probably a quick read, but sure to be one that's just got an incredible amount in it to make you think, so do not miss The Archer. Up next is Talking to Goats by Jim Gray. This is a nonfiction book. Jim Gray has an illustrious career spanning more than 4 decades, where he has conducted tens of thousands of interviews with the best, most driven, most outlandish, most accomplished, and most colorful athletes in sports. That list features conversations with the greatest of all time, the GOATs, including Muhammad Ali, Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, Hank Aaron, Mike Tyson, Michael Phelps, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Tiger Woods. And in this book, Gray dives into these interactions, the relationships that grew out of them, his experiences with interviewing and reporting on sports and talking to all of these athletes. So if you are intrigued by any of that, you will not want to miss this. It's sure to have all kinds of interesting behind the scenes info and tidbits and all kinds of things that you did not know about these people. You've got a few audiobooks that came in this box as well. As I always say, if you don't read audiobooks, you should give them a try. They are wonderful for all kinds of things. Our first audiobook in this box is The Law of Innocence by Michael Connelly. I know I just talked a little bit about this title when the print book came in, but a reminder, this is the newest Lincoln Lawyer series, book in that series. So if you enjoy that, you won't want to miss this. Our Lincoln Lawyer has been charged with murder. He's got himself into all kinds of trouble, but he can't just defend himself. He can't just get a non-guilty verdict. He has to figure out who the actual murderer is, because that is the law of innocence. So don't miss this if you enjoy this series. If you've been following Michael Connelly's Lincoln Lawyer series, you'll definitely want to pick this one up. Our next audiobook is 8 Perfect Murders by Peter Swanson. I read the print copy of this recently, and it was incredible. It was a heck of a mystery with all kinds of twists I didn't see coming. And I always love when that happens because I read a lot of mysteries, and so some of them get predictable. This one was not predictable at all. So you will definitely want to pick this up if you are an audiobook fan who's looking for a good mystery. I also just recommend any version of the book if you want to check that out. Years ago, bookseller and mystery aficionado Malcolm Kershaw compiled a list of the genre's most unsolvable murders, those that are almost impossible to crack, which he titled 8 Perfect Murders. Then he gets tracked down by an FBI agent who's looking for some information about a series of unsolved murders that look eerily similar to this list that Malcolm came up with. So what's going on with that? You will have to read this and find out. Definitely check it out. And last but not least in this box, and our final audiobook, this is Marauder by Clive Cussler. And this is, if you've been following the Oregon Files trail, Oregon Files series, that Cussler started and is now being carried on, you will definitely want to check this one out. This is the latest installment in that. An Oregon crew member falls victim to poison. They have to find an antidote before it's too late and connect to an ancient mystery with a cunning modern enemy in order to save millions of lives, including their own. Don't miss this one if you've been reading this series. Check it out. And that's this box. Thanks so much for joining me. As always, I hope that you have seen some things in this box that you definitely want to read. I know I did. Please do place a hold on anything that you want to check out, and join me next time when we get another new box in and I can show you even more exciting new reads. See you next time.